Aerospace engineering and support was started by Stan Florence 25 years ago. In the past decade, Stan turned the business over to his son, Dan, who has been running the company ever since. When economic times are good, business owners often run their business with their heart rather than their head, and that is exactly what Dan was doing. But when the economy faltered, Dan had to learn a tough lesson as a small business owner. If you want to have a heart for your employees as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to run the business with some tough love. Stan and Dan brought in GPS to rebuild the foundation of their business with a solid management system, where business decisions are now based on the financial numbers found in their head, from the reports created by GPS. What are the insights you gained from the GPS business analysis?
We had been in business for 15 years, making a reasonably good profit, when all of a sudden we were trying to grow, and instead of making a profit, we were losing money. And the size of the business had exceeded my capability to manage, and son Daniel didn't have the capability to manage it to the point of making it profitable either. And so we needed some help from some professionals that knew what we should do to make the business profitable.
Dave was in here for approximately a day and a half. He sat down with myself, my father, which is the COO, sat down with all my direct reports, the engineering manager, accounting, production management. He sat down with some key employees, spent 30 minutes to an hour with each one of them. He did a look at financial statements with my accounting department. After about a day and a half, he scheduled the afternoon with me and said, after visiting with these people, here's where I believe your problems are. He hit the nail on the head on 90% of those problems. We were able to agree that yes, these are our key areas that we needed help with, and he gave us a roadmap, told us that here's what they come in and evaluate. They want to come in and dig deeper, and they will show us how to take it to the next level and to continue to manage those problems ongoing, permanently. And they even said that if I don't manage it from my office, I can manage it remotely. That sounded nice to me, that I'd like to start doing some different things and even start doing some sales. And with that I could manage my business from anywhere in the country.
Dan, how did GPS help you improve your business operations?
Tom, Joe, and Jason were in here the next day after we agreed for the services to be rendered. They dove right into my accounting department. I advised my controller that, surprise, we have some auditors coming in here. She was surprised to say the least, because we were already just buried up to our neck in crap. She could pardon the language, but these guys were in here, sat in her office and started asking her questions and giving her backup, asking for backup for all of our financial reporting that we had. They came in, audited everything from receivables to payables to productivity to expenditures per department and down to the pens and pencils. After that, they came in and came back and started reporting to me every day of their findings and the areas that they thought that they could fix. They were right in a lot of them, and a lot of them were eye-openers to me. I looked at departments and thought they were running fine, and they told me, no, this isn't running fine. You're even, in some of my labor rates, told me that I wasn't charging enough, and here's why, and they explained it to me. And for many years, we thought that we were running where we should be. And with their reporting and being able to show me where their numbers were coming from, they were correct. And even since then, we've increased labor rates in some areas. We had bought a plant about a year ago, and a little about a year and a half ago. It's about $1 million investment. It was one that we really felt that we could take it forward and throw in the aerospace business with this stamping division. Right when we purchased that plant, this economy just really took a downturn. So for about a year and a half, it's really been an anchor on us. And I had a tough decision to make. Do I keep that plant open? Can I shrink it? Can I move it into my current facilities? And I presented a lot of these problems with them, with Joe and Jason. And Joe and Jason came back and audited numbers and says, Dan, if you don't make changes with this plant in the next 3 or 4 months, you're not going to have decisions other than to close it entirely. With that, it made me feel a lot more comfortable to make decisions that were really tough and keeping me up at nights trying to make the decision. And it helped by having them come in with the numbers and say, here's what it is and here's how much time you have to do this. You better make some quick decisions.
How did GPS help you improve the productivity of your employees?
Tom, from there, they first came in and identified the inefficiencies that we had so that I knew what key areas that I needed to work on first or the most to make the largest impact. They came in first of all and says, where are your job descriptions? I didn't have them for every department and every employee. That quickly changed. In a matter of about a week, I had job descriptions for every employee in our plant. From there, the employees knew what was expected of them and how to accomplish their job. The goals per department that they helped us define of what minimum cells I needed to meet per department really helped, so it let my employees see the daily goals and weekly goals of cells that were expected of them. So they knew how hard to push to get a job out by the end of the day versus allowing it to go on to the next week. The next one, they helped my estimating. They came in with a new estimate sheet for all of my estimators so that we're quoting the same thing, the same dollar rates for every department every single day.
Dan, how did you benefit from the cost controls GPS installed in your business?
GPS came in and set up budgets by department for about 12 different departments, profit centers. They also identified problems in my time clocking, or employees clocking in time to jobs versus direct versus indirect labor. They budgeted everything from my time buckets to mop buckets. So it gave my employees a vision to know what was required day to day. It was reported to me hourly in some cases, or worst case, maybe daily, versus in the past it was monthly or even year end until when it was too late and I couldn't react to some of our problems that we were encountering.
How did GPS help you get ready for the upswing in the economy?
GPS's budget that they helped us set up by department allowed me to react to the market conditions in an upswing or a recession, meaning that I now, if things start to go badly, I can see what labor areas I need to cut or what cost of goods sold I need to cut, or I need to reduce expenditures by department. On the upswing and good market conditions, I know now I can spend more raw material and what levels I should spend it to. So one of the big things that these guys taught me and that was learned wrong over the 25 years is I thought too much with my heart and not my head. I didn't have the vision or see it in black and white in a budget of if I don't make the decision right now, today or this week, that what kind of impact it's going to have on me next month. So now I can react daily to my problems. So a recession or upswing, it doesn't matter now.
Dan, what would you say to a business owner who's considering using GPS's analytical and consulting services to improve his business?
Tom, that's kind of a funny question for me. I actually had a lady email me yesterday and ask me that same question. On the email, what I told her was roll up your shirt sleeves and get ready to work your butt off. You're going to have some long days. They're going to tell you a lot of things that you probably don't want to hear. They came in and told me, Dan, you know, you're making a lot of mistakes in these areas and you need to fix them. They did that to watch every one of my key reports that I have in my company, and a lot of us were wounded for a long time because they identified where we weren't doing our job. With the job descriptions that they also helped come in with, they came in and says, here's your job description, here's your production requirements, and in reality, if you're not capable of meeting these, not only do we recommend we're going to find somebody new to do that, but we can also help you find somebody to come in and fill these jobs. So yeah, there were some nights that I went home quite depressed that you know, they're telling me all the problems that I've created, and but on the other hand, they told me how to fix them too. So that was great.
I'd tell them that they have a lot of smart people that have been there and done that, and that most of us can use good advice, and they provide a good opportunity to get some good advice.
Dan, describe to me what your business was like before you brought in GPS and how it has changed for the better today.
Tom, for 25 years, it felt like we were hitting our head on this glass ceiling. We would grow, the market would variate for some reason, and we'd shrink. We'd done it a dozen times. It was frustrating. And we were at a low level when GPS came in. What we didn't know, and GPS helped us implement, was between the budgets and all the areas that they helped us fix, it will allow me to do the next 25 years with some common sense behind it and numbers, black and white. Here's what they are, here's where they need to be. If you're going to grow, you have this much to spend, and in percentages, down to the minute percentages. If you're going to shrink, if your sales aren't there, here's what you need to cut, and it's black and white too. I have a report on my computer every morning. I can see what department's out, where it needs to come in, where the areas are out. Joe and Jason even gave me red and green so that, you know, I don't have to look through all these financial statements and numbers. If it's green, I don't worry about it. If it's red, I know I better get off my fanny and go back there and figure out what's going on.
Before we had brought in GPS, part of our mental process was that we worried more about individuals than we did about the business. And GPS made us realize that unless the business succeeded, all of the individuals would be hurt, so it was better to hurt one or two individuals now and make the business profitable where we could sustain the rest of the employees, because we have about 65 employees that depend on us for their welfare, and it's better to hurt one or two or three of them than hurt all 65.